It is a great time to live in Philadelphia because this weekend the Eagles are in the Super Bowl for the second time in 5 years. We're excited about that. But any time is a great time to come to Philadelphia, the birthplace of our nation. It is your patriotic duty to come to Philadelphia. Text link LINC to 215-543-6454. We have an amazing in-person event coming up this April where you're going to learn, laugh, and be less annoyed together. It's going to be on the business of dentistry, clinical dentistry. We're going to have an interactive job fair, food, friends, and fun in Philadelphia. Text link to 215-543-6454 to learn about how you can be part of this amazing event as a dental student, a dentist, as someone who supports dentists, a team member, and anyone connected to this awesome dentisting world. Talking Nachos is designed to help dentisting humans do three things: increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times you feel like crying inside a day. I'm ready for my first guest on Talking Nachos when my team is ready to bring them up onto the screen with me. And we're going to talk about making the biggest decision of your dental life with sponsor Brian Hanks, the biggest decision of your dental career. Brian, just share with our audience what you do on a daily basis to help dentists live their best life.
Besides crying every day.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So my role is I help buyers buy the right practice for them at the right time. And in my role, I act as the accountant. I do everything that a buyer needs help with, except for the legal side. I let the lawyers do their thing. I help the buyers understand the numbers, understand if it's a good practice they're buying, understanding what the right price is. We value practices. We help the buyers understand, if I buy this practice, how much money am I going to make? Is this worth my stress? And we just guide them through the process. Today, we helped a buyer save $36,000 in loan payments just by talking from one bank to another and understanding how that process works. So I like to say we do what the brokers do, but we just work with the buyers and we have ethics and morals. And that's
it's good because 2011, I bought a dental practice and paid at least $50,000 too much. There were no Facebook groups. There's a dual rep broker. At the end of the day, yes, it's my responsibility, but the broker world is a wild and wacky world. I am one of Brandon Hill works with me, but they're not. It's like the Outback. There's no rules, just craziness, right? No rules in the broker world, just craziness. People can text buyer to 215-543-6454 to connect with you. What's a common misconception awesome dentist about to buy a practice have? What's like a common thing that you see daily? You say, hey, it's really a lot different than that, or the way you're thinking is a little bit off.
Can I give you two? Because the first one is so easy. The first one is I need to feel ready to buy a practice. And the way I'm going to feel ready is I'm going to have my student loans kind of under control, right? I'm here to tell you the student loans are scary. The numbers are getting bigger. I understand the feelings. And the best way to feel like your student loans are under control and to feel ready to buy a practice is to make a lot of money. And the best way to make a lot of money in dentistry is to own the income stream. That means own the practice where you work. So misconception number one is I need to feel ready. Nobody feels ready. Misconception number two is because my student loan balances are high, it's safer to either start up a practice or buy a small kind of junky practice for a lower price that I can build up. I don't want to go get $1 million loan. That's a terrible decision. So misconception number two is to buy a small practice and build it up. Nothing could be further from the truth. The safest thing to do is buy the most expensive practice you can, provided that it's a good one and provided some caveats and
I think, that's what I would think, it's normal to think of buy a small practice, build it up, but really buying a practice that's collecting between $1 and $1.5 million is just such a great thing as long as you can replicate those skills. So tell us a little bit about where you come into the process. Someone's watching this saying, this sounds like someone I need. Do you do it after they talk to brokers, ASAP? How do you come into the process?
You can talk to me as early as you want. If you're a D2, D3, you want to connect with me, I'll take phone calls all day. I've got resources on how to find a practice. I've got a book that, because I'm an accountant, is very creatively called How to Buy a Dental Practice.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better way.
I have it. I read it at the beach last year.
So there's lots of free resources, free podcasts, the book, all of those things are next to free. The moment you want to hire someone like me is you're talking to a seller or broker and someone has handed you numbers, either PDF or some kind of, some paperwork with numbers on it. You need to make sense of those numbers. That's when you call me. That's when you hire me.
Awesome. And I have to say, I'm going to give you a compliment. I tell people, Brian, they can give me a question, a compliment. You know, they don't always have to give me a concern. You had me speak at PBSG, which I loved. And I
Yep.
see you're doing an awesome job on Instagram.
Thank
Did
you.
I help inspire your Instagram life? Or?
Absolutely. Yep. You know, you broke it down. Hey, just spend 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the
Yeah.
evening. And that's what I do.
Are you pretty surprised at how much, whether you get DMs or attention, it's, it's a world out there where you should be sharing your story. How's
Right.
that been going for you?
Really well. You know, it's just relatable. People see you
Yeah.
as a real person. I'm taking my kids to school too. I have, tennis lessons we're driving them to,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to get my exercise in the morning. And so just trying to be a real person on Instagram, just like everybody else is showing their real self.
Yeah. Bring
You know,
your real self first to Dental Nacho. They say your weird dentisting self second. So I know people can text this number to buyer to 215-543-6454. But how could people reach out to you directly? What's the best website and what do they do?
dentalbuyeradvocates.com.
Awesome.
So dentalbuyeradvocates, plural.com. You can find it there on Amazon. Search how to buy a dental practice. You'll find that. And easiest way is just my email, and actually my cell phone's right on the website. You're welcome to text, call, whatever you need to do, whatever's easiest for you.
Well, I love the content you're sharing. You're sharing helpful tips. I learned from them. I restory them. Thanks for supporting us as a sponsor, and can't wait to see you to hang out in person.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Paul.
Awesome. So you guys learned from Brian. I'm ready to bring up my next guest when you are. Brian, perfect. So you learn making the biggest decision of your life, get someone on your team that has your back. You have got to get the right team in place. And Brian is one of the people who can help you with that. I'm ready for my next guest when you guys are ready to bring up Steve from Dental Intel down there on the bottom. Perfect. So Steve, you're one of my favorite people because through the power of what you do, you give me a 24/7 team member that works for less than 50 cents an hour, doesn't drink any of the office coffee or eats any of the snacks. I've said, please take a day off. And they say, no, I will not take a day off. So share with us what you do. You're an awesome sponsor. You've been part of what we do for a long time. I love what Dental Intel does. I know you have multiple services, the one that I talk about the most, but just orient our audience to what you guys do to help dentists.
Yeah, great. So what Paul just said, so we're a software company, Dental Intelligence is, and he's referencing our online scheduling solution. But we are so focused on just trying to find where are there problems that are happening in dental practices? Where are there places where we're doing mundane tasks? And can we solve some of those problems with software? So things like scheduling after hours, like Paul mentioned. I think it's really cool for people just to hear that over 30% of our appointments that we're booking through Local Med and through Engagement, our online scheduling solution.
Yeah, I'm not
30% are happening after hours.
These are all the Local Med appointments we have. Yeah. And I always say, man, somebody was thinking about me at 2:00 in the morning to schedule their cleaning. So
how cute.
Yeah. I want to just catch our audience up. If you do not have online scheduling, you're literally open your window, throw money out of it, make your staff more upset. This is an opportunity for people to schedule on their terms at any time. And I know you're going to talk about more of what you do, but as the foundation of increasing success and maintaining your sanity, Steve, also important part of life. You guys do that. I'll let you talk more about your other services too.
Yeah, something I thought would be fun today. We're in the middle of February now, and according to Google, only 36% of people that set New Year's resolutions are still hacking away at them. Yeah. And I'll just remind everyone of this phrase. My dad always said this growing up. He'd say, "Steve, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is today." Right? So, even though you may have set some resolutions coming into the year for, what do you want your practice to do? What are some of our goals? If you're behind on those or you haven't set any, man, it's not too late. So the thing that I would love to talk about, we have an analytics solution, and there's like a million different numbers that you can go and look at in a dental practice. And sometimes I think it can be overwhelming for people. And one of the things that we do is we really just simplify your ability to go and identify, okay, how am I doing? Like, are my chairs full? Am I producing well on each one of those visits that's coming in? What's my collections process like? And then where's my overhead at? And then really identify where's my opportunities and what levers can I pull this year. They don't have to be like massive changes, but what levers can we pull to improve? And one of the things we'd love, Paul, to let Nacho members know that they can do, myself and then Adam, our VP of marketing, have been willing to jump on with a few Nacho members just recently, actually. And it's been awesome. So just this last week, we met with some folks over at All Smiles Dental Center out in Ohio, had a great conversation around, he was feeling like, they're a Medicaid practice. And he's feeling like there's no way out of being a Medicaid practice. That 80% of their patients are coming in that way. Fees are really low. And we spent an hour with him just going through, hey, like, let's go look. I think there might be some opportunity here.
Yeah.
And found just under 1,000 patients that have been in that practice that aren't Medicaid. So we've got like a good group already. And then of his new patients coming in, we can change marketing a little bit to get some of these non-Medicaid patients in, but like helped him really see like, hey, there's a light here where we can start shifting the way we're doing business, where before he took a chance to really like dive into his practice, man, there wasn't a light there. Like there wasn't hope for how can we start making this shift. So,
I like to remind myself of my failed dreams by holding this Nacho basketball at all times. Yeah. But like evaluating the stats that are inside of your practice, inside of your life, whether it's MyFitnessPal for your nutrition, whether it's the number of recall appointments, it's so key. And you give offices the power to do this at their fingertips with Local Med, with Modento, with Dental Intel. I mean, I tell my office manager, press the special Dental Intel button. And sometimes people schedule 9 appointments in one afternoon. I don't know what that button does, but she does. So somehow all dentists get very frustrated with open time in their schedule. It happens. For you guys to be able to figure that out. And these analytics, if somebody wanted to reach out to you to learn more about the analytics, people can text Intel to 215-543-6454. But how could they reach out to you directly, Steve?
Cool. They can shoot me an email at sjensen, JENSEN @dentalintel.com. And I'll make sure I get them taken care of.
Awesome. I hope you I know Dental Intel, you guys are awesome event sponsors. I hope you're going to come to Philadelphia yourself. We, saw you in the Greater New York meeting.
I would love to.
You got to come and have Philly food. It's even better than New York, more manageable, less expensive. There's either going to be thrilled or crying inside Eagles fans in April. Brandon Hill's going to be one of them. So we'll come and see what he's like in April. Actually, by April, they will have gone back to normal, but we have a big game coming up this weekend. Thanks so much for helping us, Steve. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of the day.
Paul. See you guys.
So as you guys see, talk about buying a dental practice, looking at the analytics of your practice, and our next guest talks about something that dental school does not talk about enough. I'm ready to bring that guest up when you guys are. Heath from Fire Gang. So Heath, you are from Fire Gang. Before you say what Fire Gang does, I like the name. It's like a blue steel from, Zoolander.
Absolutely.
Dental school talks a lot about the Krebs cycle, talks a lot about memorizing how the kidney works, but not enough about marketing. Mm-hmm. What you guys do not only as awesome sponsors to help dentists, you put out so much great education to our community about marketing. Mm-hmm. Kind of tell our audience what you do on a day-to-day basis to help dentists.
Sure thing. So Fire Gang, we are obviously a dental marketing company, but really what we specialize in is revenue generation. We are the convergence of precision-based dental marketing, critical data, and practice growth acceleration. We help dentist owners drive the right new patients in record numbers with laser-like precision. We want to make sure that the dental practice calendar is filled up with clients, and essentially we will take that marketing off of your hands so you can focus on pouring into the lives of your patients.
People can text Fire Gang to 215-543-6454. Lori from your team writes amazing emails, and you guys give away so many awesome things like ebooks to just learn about it, because dentists at their core, Heath, want to help people. And I don't know if I'm a genius. You can't help someone if they're not in your office. Okay. Right. So, and the other thing that you pointed out is that it's the right new patients, because if you said, hey, Paul, I'll get you 10 new patients, they all need class 2s on their second molar. I say, you can keep those people. You don't have to send them all to me. I got enough of those people who said, hey, I have patients that are interested in implants. So are you guys able to kind of customize marketing plans, whether someone wants to do sleep apnea, veneers, or implants for your customers?
Absolutely. Great question. And through targeted marketing, that is absolutely what we do. Prior to anybody onboarding with Fire Gang, we spend hours and hours and hours deep diving in, talking with the practice owners, talking with the team, and getting an idea of what exactly are you looking for. Again, if you are an ortho only practice, it does no good to send you guys implants or anything else. So we're going to target the marketing to what you want, help you achieve your goals. Do you want more patients, or do you want the same amount of patients, but maybe you just want more high dollar cases? Are you trying to get away from insurance? Are you trying to go more fee for service? We're going to ask you all these questions, target the marketing to drive the right type of.
You'll pass the ball where they can succeed. Maybe it's not for a dunk, it's for a long range Steph Curry 3. You never know.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And I've got to throw this hat up here. Listen, good. Your Eagles got us. The better team won.
Oh, that's okay. You were saying something. I have a question though. Are you rooting for the Eagles because you want the better team to win the Super Bowl? Or are you rooting for the Chiefs because you want them to, beat the Eagles who beat you?
Okay, I got to say this. Big sports fan, but I've been following Jalen Hurts' career from the time he was at Bama, then he had to transfer, and I feel like he's such an underdog. I'm really rooting for that kid to get a championship. So for 1 week only, it's go Eagles.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't know if I'm a big sports fan. I don't know if I become soft or more center, but in a live saying that the Eagles fans should be so happy with the Eagles, even if they don't win the Super Bowl, because they brought the city together. They brought so many good vibes. People are saying go Birds like it's hello. And we should remember that these athletes have done amazing things. So if it's a 10:57 on Sunday, they don't win, it's not a failure. I hope they do win. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe I've gotten soft in my old age, or maybe centered. I'm one of those things where I realize it's more than just a win, but it's great for football. Well, thanks so much for supporting us. You got to come yourself in person and meet us in Philadelphia, eat our awesome food. Brandon Hill has a whole cheesesteak tour you can take here.
Oh, we love it.
And, thanks so much for being a key resource and sponsor. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Awesome. So as you guys see here on this awesome show, we share with you value 5-minute clips on how you can bring in more new patients, not mess up the biggest decision of your career, schedule your hygiene patients while you sleep, learn about analytics and more. I would love for you guys to support in-person CE here in Philadelphia. We have an amazing course coming up. Text link to 215-543-6454.